Game of the week here should be College Game Day. I would say it's probably the biggest game for national viewing. Texas going to be tough this year again. Texas at Ohio State. Boy, that's you could flip a coin. I think Texas is the better team in 2025. I think they do get the win here. Sorry, Buckeye fans, it's a coin flip. You could win this game. You absolutely could. But I see Texas on the road making a strong statement. We go from the number one toughest game to the number 12 toughest game, one being the toughest, 12 being the easiest to play. Grambling at Ohio State. This is clearly one where the Buckeyes pay for Grambling to come in. HBCU school. Yeah, they're going to get the win very easily. It's going to be a practice game. They could beat them 110-0 if they wanted to. But that's a good preparation game for the Ohio Bobcats. Or Bearcats. Anyway, Ohio is... they're an FBS school. They have decent years inside their conference, but they never amount to anything. This is the 11th easiest game. I think regular Ohio, would struggle with Purdue. So this is going to be a simple game. Should be 2-1 at this point, possible 3-0. But they go into conference play now at Washington. This is a tricky game because Washington is going to be decent this year, like middle to upper. And anytime you play a team like that, you can lose, especially at Washington. I don't think it's going to be as tough as Texas or Penn State or Illinois. So I think that they get the win here at Washington. It'll be a really good boost. You'll be 3-1, 1-0 in conference play at this point. Then you go back to the horseshoe. Minnesota, boy, what a disappointment in the Big Ten. They got PJ Fleck, thought they were going to be able to compete. They really can't. But, they can be trap games at some point for some of the better teams. But Minnesota at the horseshoe, it's looking like a win. I think that this one is going to be a difficult game for fans to watch, coming back from Washington getting the win, just because maybe they're laying off a little bit. But you never know. You can't do that going into Illinois, though, because Illinois last year, and they pretty much have the same team or a lot of their people back. They're hungry. Illinois has not been relevant for so long in the Big Ten, and now they're getting that. Maybe that momentum can carry them forward, but can they beat the Buckeyes? They do play the Buckeyes well at home, but I've got Ohio State eking this one out. Somehow they get the win and disappoint those Fighting Illini fans. Ohio State at Wisconsin at one point used to be a great game to watch. It'd be a night game. It'd be a very packed house, probably still will be, with Wisconsin fans. But they have not been the same since, I'm going to say it, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is an awesome running back. He was the last good thing to come out of Wisconsin, at least offensively. So Ohio State gets the easy win here at Wisconsin. They roll into the horseshoe at this point with no conference losses, but I believe that Penn State is a better team than Ohio State, or at least equal. And Penn State is hungry also. They have a chance this year to win the Big Ten, probably the best chance they've had in a long time, and I believe they're going to do it. The problem is they have to do it at Ohio State. So I think they can get it, though. This is where the most possible loss could come from. Then they play Purdue, and Purdue is bad. So they're going to get this win. However, I say that a couple of years ago, they were top 10 ranked, went into Purdue. I think they were number 2 in the nation, and lost badly to Purdue. So Purdue's got some magic, and anything can happen, but the Buckeyes get the win at Purdue. That's a simple one to predict. UCLA at Ohio State. This is going to be another win. I'll just break it to you right now. UCLA's got some problems. They've got some issues. They're trying to be better. But in the Big Ten, they're new in the Big Ten. You just can't travel well, and UCLA is going to have some issues going forward if they don't have a good year this year. But they get the win at Ohio. Ohio State gets the win, and they're going to be one loss in the conference and one loss overall, plus the conference loss means they will be 8-2 at this point. Rutgers goes to Ohio State, and look again, easy game. They're going to get this win. What they should do this week is they should really practice for the Michigan game without disrupting their practice for Rutgers, because man, have they struggled with Michigan. And this Rutgers game, it would be a simple one: rest some players and get them going for that rivalry game that they have not won in so many years. Michigan, but despite Michigan's terrible season last year, Michigan is so terrible. They don't have a good head coach. They're always in trouble. They've got all those scandals. You would think that that would be enough to sink them versus Ohio State, but the Wolverines, they don't let down when it comes to playing Michigan or Ohio State. They won't get the win this year, though. I know it's an upset pick to call Ohio State over Michigan. That's kind of crazy. So I think that that rivalry game is probably one of the best rivalries in all of college football. And if Michigan wins this year, it's going to make me question everything. I think Michigan's going to be bad this year, and by bad I mean like 7-5. So, it's a crapshoot with Ohio State. Ohio State doesn't really have too many issues. Ryan Day's amazing, so we'll see. They could go undefeated, but I got them at 10-2.